Hi, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to do a review on one of our favourite Land Rovers, if not our favourite Land Rover, the delightful Series 3. So, the Land Rover Series 3. Quite honestly, in our opinion, one of the best vehicles to own for so many reasons, and all we're going to do today is run through the features of the Series 3, talk a little bit about how we feel about owning this Land Rover, what it's like to drive on a daily basis, ownership, maintenance, etc., and just give our opinion on this. So, we've owned this now for a number of years and it really is a daily driver. So as you can clearly see, come up to the fields and check the cattle and the sheep, etc. with this on a regular basis. Bring the kids and the dogs. It is a utility vehicle and we use it as it was designed for. To be honest, it's probably getting to the point where it needs a little bit of TLC. I think I'm going to replace the springs on it. And having previously owned a Series 3 with parabolics on, I'm actually going to put parabolics on this one as well. I prefer the ride to the standard springs. This particular one is a 1978 and it's the 2.25 or 2.25 as it's better known diesel engine. But this particular one is the 5 bearing engine. Now, exactly the same in terms of power output, but the main shaft at the bottom of the engine, for those that don't know, has 5 bearings instead of 3, which makes it a little bit stronger. And because of that, it's actually a little bit better for towing. This one's also fitted with an overdrive, which actually helps no end on on main roads. And it just makes it a little bit more user-friendly, really. Quite like the small steering wheels. I feel it gives a better turning ability within the cab for me. Again, we're in and out with the dogs all the time, so we've got some seat covers on here as well. Down there, you can see this is the overdrive lever. Very rarely do we have to put it into low range 4x4, very rarely. I'm running a set of D-Stone 750 by 16 tyres all round. These have got loads of grip, as you can clearly see, and they do make a bit of a rumble on the tarmac, but I quite like that, to be honest. Since we've owned this vehicle, we've put a couple of new door tops on. It's quite a common thing on these series vehicles is for the door tops to rust and rot through, and primarily the reason is because water sits down in the channel down here, and then what it does, you tend to get a lot of rust holes and things across this part, and then the studs that come down tend to rot and they kind of wobble all over the place, and they're pretty known for it. So couple of new glazed door tops we had on it when we first got it. Chassis wise, it's the original chassis. It's got a few patches, as most Land Rovers have. It's the original bronze green colour. It's got a decent patina on. I think it's been painted a couple of times in the past by hand, as most old Land Rovers have. In the back, like I said, I have my dogs in, so I've got the dog guard up there as well. Got some covers on the rear seats, because as you can see, the dog likes to put her head out the window and there's saliva all over the windows, etc. We've got the shell box in the back with all our tools and jump leads, etc. And you know, just again, it's used for what we wanted it for. It's a utility vehicle. It's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. We love it. Another side step on this side. Again, we've had a door top on here as well. And a couple of things really to look for if you're interested in a Series 3. They are renowned for kind of rusting in the footwell area. So if they've got mats in like this, lift them up and have a look. I did these a while ago, so I know these are solid. And the reason for this is basically all the crap from underneath, from here, kind of flicks up to the inner arch, sits there, and over time what it does is it rusts through. And replacing the footwells is a really common job on the Series 3. So that's something to bear in mind if you're looking for one. Another really common fault with them is the rear crossmember, for exactly the same reason. So all the crap flicks up off here, sits in the back, and basically rots the rear crossmember from the inside out. As you can see, this one clearly is solid because we put another one on a couple of years ago. But again, quite a common problem. Anything else to say, really? Yeah, so the uprights, these are quite common for rusting, and again, kind of top across the bulkhead. We've patched this and treated it a little bit. It's nothing major. But in terms of day to day, I could probably put 20 quid's worth of diesel. For those outside of the UK, 20 pounds, British pounds worth of diesel. And that would last at least a month, It uses hardly any fuel. You don't need to thrash these things because they're just not built for that. But it will go anywhere, and it literally will go anywhere. We've had some major floods around here last winter, and we used this, and we had to do some rescuing during the COVID time for some NHS patients as well, and an NHS working staff. So we've been through floods on this that's been up and over the bonnet. It's, you know, again in the snow, we've done some rescuing, we've kind of dragged some cars, and yeah, it's just fantastic. It really is just a brilliant bit of kit. She's just a clown, that one. We'll leave it at that. What else is there to say then, really? I think a reality check on these vehicles. So this is a 1978, as I said, is tax and MOT exempt. So this costs me around about between 90 and 100 pounds a year to insure. And apart from the diesel that we pop in, I check the oil levels every now and then. I've redone all the fluid levels, diffs, gearbox, transfer box, everything. Overdrive, the works. Once a month, I will periodically kind of get underneath and have a look. Once every couple of weeks, I will check the oil levels because it is an old vehicle. It's a classic at the end of the day. And therefore, you know, seals tend to perish. Things can go wrong with these, you know, over time they wear. And again, it's an old vehicle, so be prepared for a little bit of maintenance along those lines. But it's nothing that a home mechanic can't do. I mean, I keep a set of tools in here to use on a regular basis, and you know, a decent set of tools, and you've got enough here to keep this thing on the road. You really have. There's not much we couldn't do roadside if we needed to. In fact, an old series of ours a few years back, we were on our way to the Great British Land Rover show, and it was making an awful racket, pulled up at the side of the road, and one of the hot spots had fallen out from underneath the cylinder head. So we managed to repair it and put a new head gasket on and then drive it to the venue, and all that was done just off the M42 in the Midlands. So a set of spanners, and you really can do wonderful things with these things. What I would say is the heater. The heater's not very good on a Series 3. It's not very good on Defenders either, but particularly the Series 3. You draw your air in here, comes in under the wing, and you've got a 2-speed fan. Yeah, to be honest, it's not worth it. I think there's more wind today, and the trees aren't even moving, so that gives you an idea. It's something that can be replaced, and something we're going to do this winter is replace it for a better unit to give us a bit more heat. Because of the nature of where we drive, we do a fair bit of work across farmland, and we do the odd green laning days, etc. So we've got a guard on the front diff. I've got a sump guard on underneath as well. And as I said, these springs are probably getting ready now to be changed. The ride has just become a little bit firm in the last couple of months. Headlights, crap. Like candles, you can't see anything. Indicators, renowned for having bad earths, and every now and then one of them doesn't work, so take it apart, bit of WD-40, give it a clean with some sandpaper, off you go again. But these are, to us, part of the joys of owning such a vehicle. As I said, quite honestly, for so many reasons, one of our, if not, probably is our favourite vehicle. Iconic to look at, great fun to drive, tiring to drive over a long period of time. I mean, I'd happily jump in this now and drive to a destination a couple of hours from here. It's going to take a while. You've got to be able to drive it. You know, you're constantly on and off the clutch, engaging different gears, because it's only a 2.25 non-turbo diesel. It's not quick, and therefore you've got to be prepared to drive it. So your left leg can hurt after a while, but you know what? Get down the gym, do some squats, and you'll be fine. I don't think there's much else to say really, apart from the Land Rover Series 3 for me is the one vehicle really that I think catapulted this particular range into the stratosphere when it came to the early Defenders. They're so iconic, and everybody wants a Defender. And don't get me wrong, Defenders, coil springs, absolutely love them. They're fantastic bits of kit. But the nostalgia of a Series 3 on leaf springs, and you get a good one like this, with a good chassis and a good bulkhead, a really good engine, a strong engine, you look after it, it'll go anywhere a Defender will go, and I mean anywhere. We've been on some off-roading days, and some of the lads in the Defenders were struggling. They've got 2-inch lifts and all that kind of nonsense. We like things simple here. We like things nice and standard and as it should be, and that's exactly what we've got here with the Series 3. So yeah, we'll do a little bit of footage now of what it's like in terms of just having a look at it driving around. Relatively short and sweet video today, but I hope you've enjoyed it, and please subscribe to our channel, and let us know if there's anything specific you want to know about the Series 3 or any particular videos you want us to do, and I'm sure we can help out. Bye for now, and thanks for watching.